In this video, we are going to talk about the Bitcoin crash, why it happened, will Bitcoin make a recovery, and what are we going to do within the next few days as we are going to dive deep with the Bitcoin price action. Well, stay tuned to know more. Do you want to learn the strategy that I use for my day-to-day trading? Then make sure to check out our Gaps Crypto 101 playlist. You can start learning how to trade in the cryptocurrency market all for free, and the link is available in the description down below. And if you want to start opening an account with any crypto trading platform, make sure to trade this guys with PHEMEX and BYBIT, as they have one of the lowest fees possible in the cryptocurrency market. And if you use our affiliate links, you can get up to 20,000 US dollars of bonuses when you are going to deposit with those trading platforms, and the links are available in the description down below. So now let's dive into this video. So hi guys, and welcome back to another Gab's cryptocurrency video where we trade by data and not by hype. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out videos like this. So yeah, we have a lot of things to discuss for today's video, as yesterday we have seen one of the biggest market crash in history, and today we are going to discuss with a lot of things. We are going to talk about why it happened, we are going to discuss my previous analysis, then what is next for Bitcoin. So with that being said, let's try to zoom in first with the charts on what happened first. Let's give you first a quick recap of our previous analysis. So in our previous analysis, what I mentioned in my previous video is we have started forming this bigger wedge within the daily time frame. So you would find that in the daily time frame, we have started forming this massive wedge within the daily time frame. And in fact, on top of this wedge forming in the daily time frame, you would find that the stochastic RSI has made a bearish cross. So either way, in my previous video, we were expecting to see somewhat of a dump or a downtrend with Bitcoin, because we were expecting for this bearish stochastic RSI to play out within the next few days. What we didn't expect is for this to play out immediately, and as you can see, I still even have here the charts that I made 2 days ago, wherein we were expecting Bitcoin to go back within the support area of this rate of this rising wedge or this ascending triangle. And take a look at that, guys. It made a support on that support area exactly as what we have been expecting, though Bitcoin made a much lower movement, a very big wick to the 102,000 US dollars. But as you can see, at the end of the day, we saw a support at this Bitcoin price action. So yeah, when it comes to what you should be doing, right now, I, as much as possible, I have seen a lot of messages saying how thankful that they were able to prepare for this move. And yeah, right now, guys, as what I've been telling you for the past few weeks and past few months already, as much as possible, don't get hyped by the different news saying that Bitcoin will go to new all-time highs, will go to 200k, go to 300k. As much as possible, we have different data indicators that we are currently monitoring. We follow those indicators so we don't get wrecked if we see a sudden crash. And in fact, if you are also going to look at the Bitcoin price action, if you are going to look at different charts, let's try to look at the RSI. I have been telling you guys that in the RSI, we have been forming a bearish divergence already for the past few months already. And you can find that this crash that happened is only just the starting point of this bearish divergence. And in fact, it's not yet even a confirmation of this massive bearish divergence forming. So in that case, it could actually indicate that there could be more to come when it comes to Bitcoin. We can see more more price action to the downside. And some of you could actually say that the reason for this Bitcoin crash was because of the China tariff, which Trump announced that he will be imposing a 100% tariff on China. But realistically speaking, even if this news didn't happen, you would have seen already that we already have a lot of bearish signs forming. We have this bearish divergence in the weekly time frame RSI. We have this resistance forming in the daily time frame pattern. As you can see, we raised this 2 days ago and we were actually waiting for this to play out. We also have this bearish stochastic RSI cross. So even if that news didn't happen, we are either way going to see this move play out because we have a lot of indicators saying that it's going to create that move. And it's up to you if you want to follow the news, but I personally will just follow the data. And personally, I opened a short position with the Bitcoin price action, and as you can see, I have actually posted this on my Facebook page. So if you haven't been following my Facebook page, make sure to follow my Facebook page, which is Gabs Crypto PH. You can find this on Facebook, or you can check that one out in the description down below. But as you can see, I have opened a Bitcoin trade, and yeah, I made 56% profits from here. And my short position closed actually around the 115,000. I wasn't able to take advantage fully up until the 110,000, or maybe the 102, because we were expecting for this to just go down until the 115K. And then after that, as what I mentioned, we are not going to open any more trades, not unless we see any new indicators forming. So anything that happened beyond 115K, we didn't trade that, because of course that's all of those movements are just volatility. So of course, if they are all volatility, we are not going to trade volatility, because volatility can get you wrecked, because you cannot expect what could the next Bitcoin move be, not unless we start seeing any new indicators forming. So right now, you could say that this movement which Trump did indicated a massive crash for the crypto market. But personally, from what we have right now, we already have the data indicating that it's because of the different indicators that form the on the reason why we see that downfall with the Bitcoin price action. So you have your opinions on that. I have my own opinions on this. So yeah, that is what I'm going to follow. It's up to you on what you guys will follow, but I will still follow the data. So right now, what's next for the Bitcoin price action? So I guess the main talk that we are, or I guess the main question that everyone is asking, are we now in a bear market? Well, the question is quite simple to answer. And as you can see, if you're going to look at the current Bitcoin price action, we are still not in a bear market. Despite of the Bitcoin crash that we have seen, you can see that we are still inside of this Bitcoin bull market. However, what I need to tell you is these are already signs of a potential long-term bear market. So take note of the difference of what I said. It's not yet a bear market, but there are signs that we might enter into a bear market. And in fact, if you're going to look at this Bitcoin data, the best thing to understand if we are already in the bear market is following the 50-week moving average. And it's because the 50-week moving average is a good sign for determining if we are in a bear market. Whenever Bitcoin is below, or hitting below, or forming candle closes below the 50-week moving average, then that is going to indicate a long-term bear market. But if we are above the 50-week moving average, then that is going to indicate that we are in a long-term bull market. And in fact, you would find that the reason for this Bitcoin bull market was because we were above the 50-week moving average. And as you can see, we have continued this long-term bull market for the past 2 years already. And right now, the crucial thing which needs to confirm a bear market is a candle close below this 50-week moving average. So right now, start adding this to your charts, the 50-week moving average. You have to monitor this if we are going to form a candle close below the 50-week moving average. So right now, you would find that we are still not below the 50-week moving average. So this is not yet a confirmed bear market. So in that case, what should you be doing with the Bitcoin price action? So if let's say you are a long-term investor, if you still have not sold your Bitcoin, then what I would suggest is to do a DCA sell. So what I would suggest or what I would recommend is to sell partially, maybe sell 30%, 50%. Then if ever Bitcoin did a recovery, then that's where you sell another percentage of your holding so that you are still able to take advantage of those minor recovery. So in that case, you are able to sell Bitcoin within the 110 and you would be able to sell Bitcoin within the 120K. But if let's say Bitcoin went down even lower, at least you were able to sell within those Bitcoin all-time highs or Bitcoin peaks. So as much as possible, if you are going to sell with Bitcoin, make sure to do a partial sell. Now, when it comes to the short term, what will happen for the short term? So does that mean we are going to open a short position? No, not just yet. Right now, Bitcoin just made a crash, and right now the indicators are saying that we are currently oversold with the crypto market. So right now it's indicating that we might see a potential short-term recovery, but I don't think that this is going to create a new all-time high just yet. So right now, what are we going to expect within the next few days? So right now, for the next few hours in the hourly time frame, you would find that Bitcoin has started forming a bullish divergence for the hourly time frame. So expect a short-term Bitcoin recovery up until maybe this resistance around the 114,000 US dollars. So expect Bitcoin to go back around that area. But if you're going to look at the 4-hour time frame, we are still not seeing any bullish divergence. So this could be potentially saying that we might see a consolidation here. And in order for us to say Bitcoin would continue to the upside or would go or would form a recovery, a bullish divergence must form in the 4-hour time frame. On top of that, we have to also monitor the Bitcoin stochastic RSI because the Bitcoin stochastic RSI have been very accurate for the past few weeks in determining if we are going to see a pump or a dump. In fact, the previous Bitcoin bearish stochastic RSI has indicated a dump, which played out exactly here with the Bitcoin price action. So right now, the next thing that we have to monitor is if Bitcoin will make a bullish cross in the stochastic RSI, because if we are seeing that bullish stochastic RSI cross, then only then we can see that Bitcoin is going to form a recovery. So right now, we are not seeing that bullish stochastic RSI cross yet. So right now, we are not yet going to open a long position for Bitcoin. The only time that I will be opening a long position is the moment we see that daily time frame bullish stochastic RSI cross. At the same time, if we have started forming a bullish divergence in the 4-hour time frame with the Bitcoin price action. Now, on top of that, this is another thing that you have to watch out. So if let's say this scenario happened wherein Bitcoin started forming a candle close below the support area, if let's say we have seen a 4-hour time frame or a daily time frame candle close below the support area in here, maybe around the 109,000 US dollars, if we have seen a candle close around that area, as well as if we have seen Bitcoin forming some sell volumes within the daily time frame breakout, if let's say this creates a candle close with a volume, then of course that would mean Bitcoin can go down even further, and we are going to expect Bitcoin to go down up until the 100,000 US dollars because that is the bottom of the wedge. Now, on top of that, you can also argue that we are also forming a double top. So if this is a double top wherein we are seeing those two heads, then this could indicate that Bitcoin can go down even lower, even maybe around 95,000 US dollars. So only if we see those candle closes below the support area, only then we can see that Bitcoin is going to go around the 95,000 to 100,000 US dollars. So as you can see, this double top is also the same movement which we are following with the Bitcoin rising wedge. So yeah, a lot of things to monitor within the next few days with the Bitcoin price action. So Right now, we are not going to trade anything just yet for the short term, but the moment we see the exact indicator, if we have seen a bullish divergence forming and we have seen that bullish stochastic RSI cross in the daily time frame, then of course we are going to open a long position with Bitcoin for the short term. And I don't expect Bitcoin to do any move just yet. We just have to wait the indicators to form. But if let's say we did not see those bullish stochastic RSI cross, we did not see any of those bullish divergence, and let's say what happened instead is we have seen a daily time frame candle close below the support area, then of course we are going to short Bitcoin here. And right now, that is what we are going to monitor within the next few days with the Bitcoin price action. And then lastly, let's maybe discuss the altcoin market, because of course right now we have seen a massive crash with the altcoin market. And what's the cause of those crash? So the main reason why we have seen a much bigger crash with the altcoin market as compared to Bitcoin is because we have seen a bounce with the Bitcoin dominance. And in fact, if we are going to open the charts that we created weeks ago, what I mentioned in those video, and let's maybe zoom in with the previous video that I made, which is this one: stop buying altcoins. In fact, I have already warned you guys that be you should stop buying altcoins for the time being. In fact, I created this video 3 weeks ago, and the reason why I was saying that is because we are seeing a support area here with the Bitcoin dominance. And what is the Bitcoin dominance chart? So if the Bitcoin dominance is increasing, that would indicate that Bitcoin is going to perform better and altcoins will bleed against Bitcoin. But if let's say the Bitcoin dominance is declining, then that would indicate that altcoins would perform better and Bitcoin will bleed against altcoins. And as you can see right now, we have been monitoring this support area, and what I've mentioned to you guys in that video, we are only going to follow altcoins if we see a breakout or a candle close below this major support area with the Bitcoin dominance. Because if we have seen a candle close, then we are going to see this Bitcoin dominance decline, and then that would indicate that we are going to see an altcoin season. And right now, as you can see, we are not seeing that candle closes below. In fact, what we have seen is Bitcoin dominance went up, so that has indicated that Bitcoin performed better and altcoin bleed against Bitcoin. And right now, altcoins are right now bleeding against Bitcoin because of this increase in Bitcoin dominance. So right now, as long as the Bitcoin dominance is increasing, then of course it's better to stay out of the altcoins. If you still want to invest in the cryptocurrency market as much as possible, what you have to trade is Bitcoin. And yeah, that is why we are focusing Bitcoin here on our YouTube channel most of the time, because Bitcoin is the king of the crypto market as much as possible. Even if you are following the altcoin market, it's much better to hold Bitcoin rather than altcoins, because Bitcoin, if let's say Bitcoin made a recovery or Bitcoin made a big move, of course Bitcoin will be the king of those cryptocurrencies. And the only time that we are going to invest with the altcoin market is if we have seen the Bitcoin dominance declining. So yeah, right now, that is what we are currently monitoring. And take note of this, guys. We also are starting to form a resistance with the Bitcoin dominance, which is around this area. And as you can see, we are still far from that area. So that can indicate that altcoin market might underperform within the next few days. It might still bleed onwards, because as you can see, we are still far from the resistance. So bit it it's right now saying that we still have a lot to see with the Bitcoin price action. We have to focus with the Bitcoin price action within the next few days. And yeah, I think that's all, guys. So if you want to take advantage of these next trades, these next move that I have indicated with the Bitcoin price action, make sure to trade this, guys, with BYBIT, because BYBIT has one of the lowest Bitcoin trading fees, all together with PHEMEX. And if you want to take advantage of those moves, make sure to trade, make sure to use our sign up links that you can find in the description down below so you could sign up within those platforms. And if you want to start learning with the cryptocurrency market, make sure to check out our Gabs Crypto 101 playlist. You can also find this guys in the description down below. But anyway, that's all our update for now. If you find this video useful and informative, please give this video a like, hit the subscribe button down below and notification bell so you won't miss out any videos like this. Bye bye for now.